Okay, so, oh my. I guess it kind of goes without saying that today did not go as planned, shall we say. Something that turned into a short errand before I streamed turned into a several hour ordeal because I was involved in a minor accident while I was out and about. So, I have essentially no time left today, but I felt bad since I've been trying to actually schedule my streams. So we're gonna take a couple minutes here and do a few things. Hey Dawn, I'm sorry to any of you guys that have been sitting in chat. Like I said, I got involved in a minor accident. Like everything's fine. My car's even fine for the most part, but the person that was involved happened to be uninsured, which kind of caused some problems. But anyway, here we are. I mean, I guess there's nothing really quite as fitting for last minute gift ideas than the last minute stream here. But what I had planned on doing today was it's Christmas, obviously. Again, hi guys in chat. It's obviously Christmas here in the States, and if any of you are anything like me, you usually wait till the day or two before Christmas before you worry about getting gifts. Except for like some of the most important people in your life. You have a bunch of those people in your lives where like you do care about them, but you're kind of like, oh shit, I forgot to get them something. But I wanted to go over a couple things here that make really cool gifts since we do have the ability to kind of make our own stuff. It's kind of why we got 3D printers. One of the benefits. There were a few things that I ended up making in the last few days. Actually, I mean they were genuinely last minute gifts that really do make nice gifts. One of the ones that I wanted to share with you, we had kind of mentioned them on another stream, are snowflakes, and I'll turn my other camera on here. These are really simple prints. I'll throw the links to these files in the description. I'm gonna have to go get my daughter soon, but as soon as I get back, I'll get everything up to speed. But you didn't wait till last minute. You ordered your MK2 4 weeks ago. I'm talking about gifts for other people, not gifts for yourself. These are really cool prints. This is the backside. I printed this in just like silver PLA, nothing too fancy. But one way you can really like elevate little items like this, and it's not just snowflakes, like anything. You could print little snowmen. We've all spent hours of our lives on Thingiverse. But there are a ton of like relatively small prints that already look okay, but Walmart in our area sells this stuff, and this is like glitter spray paint. And this stuff is amazing on the holidays, especially at Christmas. One of the like my wife at her work, she does like a gift exchange, and it's always really trivial items like chapstick. You know, we're talking items that are $2 to $3 for the most part. But one of the things that we made this year for her gift exchange, and we're gonna do it. We're gonna give autofocus a try here. These ones are a little bit smaller than what we actually ended up like giving away, but these are those little snowflakes with a little bit of glitter paint on them, and they make really nice gifts because they're really clean prints, because it's essentially a two-dimensional shape with a little bit of thickness. And then I've always had this stuff on hand. Again, this is from Walmart. It's just different colored hemp cord. But like this, if you take, I don't know, 8 or 10 inches, just chop it off. And we did batches of these, so they'll end up being consistent. And just flex this a little bit to straighten it out. And then watch it not fit in these, because these are a little bit smaller. But you just use these, this is the string to actually like hold your ornaments. I think these are too small. But you get the general idea. We can tie it around here. But they make really nice, because it is a last minute gift, but when it's all said and done, they make nice little ornaments. And again, you don't put it through the center, you'd put it through the it has a little hole there, but these ones are a little undersized, so it won't fit. But we did silver ones with white string, and then over here you can see my little makeshift paint booth. I had intended on having all this stuff ready, but today did not go as planned, unfortunately. But the red ones look really nice. Again, super simple print. Nothing really that amazing. Just a little snowflake. And like use the brown hemp with them, and they look nice. And we gave away pairs of them, so you get like get a silver one and a red one, just cool little ornaments. Something you can't buy in a store. The sparkly paint totally 100% hides that it's a 3D print. Like you just can't tell at all. Cool little gifts. You could give these to like your grandparents, stuff like that. Kids would like these. Like we sent pairs to my sisters in Florida. They live out of state. But the other print that was really cool, this one takes a little bit more effort. This is the little snowman s'mores guy. Again, I'll show you the little camera. These are really cool. Prints in a couple pieces, and then you have to do a little bit of finish work. And again, the autofocus is my nemesis. You really need to improve this technology. We have human beings in space right now, and we can't make a camera that focuses. But as you can see, they print in several pieces here. The little arms are separate. And all I did was like roughed these up. I actually wanted to finish this one on stream because I actually need this one. This is one of my last minute gifts here. But you just rough the surfaces up with a little bit of sandpaper, and then use regular old, like I think these are like 87 or 97 cents a piece. These are just cheap acrylic paints from like again, we get everything at Walmart. We live in a small town. It's like the only thing nearby. Cheap acrylic paints. Like we have a light brown, a dark brown, and a white. And then if you want to paint the little face, you'd need like a black, and he has a little carrot nose, so some orange and stuff. But once you have them all painted up, another thing, if you're ever finishing prints and you're not painting them, this is something I learned from miniature wargaming. Give it a coat of matte finish when it's done. I know it's hard to see that, but this is just like a matte finish spray paint. This stuff will really elevate the appearance of something. It evens out like the finish. You don't get like a cheap glossy look on any of your paint. It does protect the finish a little bit. So, like even if you drop this guy, it's a little less likely that the paint will chip or anything crazy. But yeah, this stuff is great for anything you paint. Like I use it, like I said, for like miniatures from wargaming, like once you have them painted, because they'll get like a glossy look that kind of makes them look like cheap plastic sometimes. And this will give the whole thing like a nice satin look. Looks like our white balance is off here a little bit. As usual. Things never go well when you're in a hurry. That's a little better. Yeah, matte finish spray paint. This stuff is great to have on hand for like a million reasons. Spray paint's great to have on hand. This glitter paint is a little expensive. I think these were $6 or $7 a can, which is a little pricey for spray paint. And these are a little finicky because it's kind of like a sticky wet medium with flecks of glitter in it. So the tips are a little finicky. I actually had to like we used these one day and then they sat overnight, and I actually had to like remove, like these have regular spray tips in it. I actually had to take these out and soak them in acetone, which I'm sure a lot of you guys have on hand. I just soaked them on acetone to unclog them because they actually got clogged with the glitter that's in the paint. But no, stuff like that, very cool, very easy to do. Like this stuff, you do have a couple bucks in some paint and stuff, and you end up like for the little marshmallow man, you end up buying like a little, like I think this is like a $4 pack of what is this? Gold Taclon is the actual material that the bristles are. I don't know what the hell that is, but that's what these are. But all this stuff, even after the holidays pass, there's like a million projects you can use this stuff for. Personal stuff, again, gifts. The 3D printers are like little gift factories. Especially if you have people in your family that like knick-knackery. Hey guys, does the matte finish help hide layer lines? Not really. That's why with like this little guy, the little snowman, I did end up sanding him a little bit. And it kind of serves two purposes. It helps the paint adhere a little bit better because it roughs the surface, and then it does hide the layer lines. Like you can't really see them quite as bad on the graham cracker top there. I don't know why he has a snowman face, honestly, but he has a snowman face. But oh yeah, I did have these here too. You see, this has a ribbon with a little eyelet on the top for the ribbon to go through. You have two options here. Somebody remixed this file and took one of the top graham cracker pieces and put a little loop in it. So you have the option of I'll have the links here again this evening once I've tweaked this video. But you can do that. You can print a top graham cracker that has a loop in it, or like I'm a hardware guy, so you can buy these like cheap eyelets, and these are 9/16, but you could actually this one's actually a little bit smaller that I had from a previous project, like a little brass one. But you just like screw them down in the top, and then you can tie your little piece of ribbon. And I can't wait. Like my mom's kind of corny. I can't wait for her to see these, and hear what she has to say about the little s'mores snowman guys. But yeah, unfortunately I don't have as much time as I wanted to. I really wish we had more time today. But like I said, I wanted to finish this little dude, so I'm short a last minute gift. I have to finish that this evening. But when I did finally get home from crashing my car, essentially, or having someone else crash my car for me while I was in the driver's seat, I was greeted with my maker box for this month. So while we had a minute here, I did want to pop it open and kind of foreshadow a little bit and see what filaments we had for this month. So we can go ahead and pop this open. Mr. Wizard said automotive primer works well for hiding layer lines. Yeah, there are a few products. I can't think of the names of them offhand. There is like stuff called filler primer that will help a little bit. But for the best results, usually, just take a few moments and do a little bit of sanding. Like this guy, he has layer lines on him, and I've been using regular old. This is 220. This is about as aggressive as you want to get. Because if you get any more aggressive sandpaper than about 220, you're going to start leaving lines from the sandpaper itself. So if you're looking like for a place to start as far as like the grit of the sandpaper, 220 is a good place to start. And it's like aggressive enough because PLA is very hard. It is kind of like hard to sand. But it's aggressive enough that you can actually smooth the surface, but it's not so aggressive that you end up leaving like lines from the sandpaper itself. So but yeah, if you want a really nice finish, you just have to do a couple cycles. Like you can spray this with primer, sand it, spray it with primer, sand it, and then spray it with a final coat, and then do your painting. And you'll probably be surprised with how nice of a finish you can get. Like if you've ever seen people that have finished their prints and they get really nice finishes, that's generally how you go about it. And with all of this stuff, with anything you ever paint, like these snowflakes were a good example. Like these have multiple coats of the glitter paint. The less you rush when you're painting, the better off. Like, give the layers of paint as much time to dry as you can. Like usually, like I think some of these I really rushed. I think there was like 15 minutes of dry time between coats, and you really start to push it because you have multiple layers on there and they're all tacky. So if you do end up touching them, you'll pull all the paint off, clear down to the original printed plastic, and it can turn into a mess. Like I have glitter all over myself from the last 24 hours messing with this stuff. But yeah, any of you guys that haven't seen these yet, there's these are called maker boxes, and it's a monthly box thing, which I generally think are kind of stupid. I have a lot of friends that do the monthly boxes, and I just always kind of like wonder why. But these ones are kind of cool. This was a way, like I was new into printing, and it's a way to get access to filaments to experiment with without having to buy full rolls, because it does get a little expensive. And they come once a month, and I assume this is December. They've had kind of like odd shipping times. Like right now, this is what, the 20th? Something like that? I honestly don't know. The 22nd. So, like, I don't know if this is like a December box that comes late in the month, or if it's like a January box that comes like early. But yeah, Dawn said to use a hairdryer for fast drying. Great idea. Like, I also have a box fan down here, like a regular like 20-inch by 20-inch box fan that I let stuff sit in front of. It helps dry. Opinions on Maker Box versus Protocrate. I personally like the Maker Box. I think it's priced okay, especially if you live in the States. Like I know it gets a little worse if you live, in the UK or Australia, God forbid, because the shipping internationally can be a little expensive. But I think this runs. I think it was like $16 and they just upped it to 17, if I'm not mistaken. But you get, I think it's 50 grams. It's funny, we were just talking about glitter paint. Looks like I could have skipped that whole thing. No, very cool. But I do like the Maker Box. Having access to filaments that you can't really justify buying full rolls for to just kind of mess with is kind of nice. I can't really comment on Protocrate because I haven't gotten it yet. I probably will like pick one up, in the near future here. But some of the cost is offset. Like basically all of the boxes. I didn't take notice if this one does or not, but most of the boxes have coupons in them. This one actually doesn't. But even when you don't have actual like separate printed coupons, like most of the bags themselves, like this one's from Protopasta. That's $5 off a Maker Box. $5 off a Maker Box. Okay, so they're all Maker Box coupons this month. So it's not quite as good as they usually are, but yeah, in the past they've had some pretty decent coupons. So like I think last month's I had essentially as much value in coupons as the box itself cost. So really not too bad. So let's take a look here. Unfortunately, I have to run in like 5 minutes. So if it sounds like I'm talking fast, it's because I'm trying to get a lot out here in a short amount of time. Yeah, like Lorenzo was saying, the shipping internationally can kind of push the cost to the point where I don't really know if it's justifiable. If you end up spending 20, that'd be pushing $30 US for this. I think at that point you might just be better off trying to hook up with someone else who's into printing. Maybe you could start splitting rolls and shipping it amongst yourselves. Might be more beneficial to do that if you get in that price range. But all right, let's see what we have here. This stuff is essentially what I could have printed these things in, but I didn't have any. This is from Protopasta. This is a glitter flake. From the temperature settings, it looks like it's an HTPLA, and I guess I can turn my camera on here. This looks like a glittery silver PLA. You can tell it's like super glittery. So my daughter will probably be getting some stuff printed out in this stuff. So that looks kind of cool. We'll try to print with that in the next couple days. And then this I'm interested in. This is nylon from IC3D. And you see nylon 240 to 260, so it prints a little hot, and the heat bed temp is a little high too. But strong, durable, versatile 3D printing material that is flexible when thin, but strong when the sentence ended. I would guess it's strong when not thin. But yeah, I've seen guys do a lot of cool projects in nylon, so that'll be cool to print with. We have Omni from ALGIX, Algix 3D. You can see that there. It's a kind of a bright green. I know the color is a little weird on that webcam. High strength filament with the perks of PLA combined with the perks of ABS. So I guess it's like a PLA ABS hybrid. It actually doesn't have a whole lot of info here, but it looks like PLA temperatures. So it doesn't look like it's really like ABS levels of heat on the hot end in bed. So hopefully that'll be nice to print with, because it would be nice to have. Like we all know, PLA's it's really hard, but it's not very flexible. But then PC Plus, I actually do not know what this is. This is a polycarbonate-based filament with excellent mechanical strength. And this actually, that's a very high temp. You can see there, it's the hot end is 250 to 270, and then 70 to 90 on the bed. I've actually not seen this before. And this is from Polymaker, which I've heard nice things. The few people I've talked to that printed with Polymaker filaments seem to like them, so. Oh, it does say December in the corner here, so this must be the December box. My understanding was they tend to ship earlier in the month. So, I don't know if they were just behind this month, but yeah, it's the 22nd and I'm just getting it, so. And they do have it's not something, I guess I should follow through with it and just, like, sign up. They do have a referral program that you get, like, a little bit of kickback or whatever. Like, you get a free box if you get enough referrals and all that stuff. Because, like I said, like, you guys that are, like, experienced and already have a bunch of filaments, it would be kind of tough to justify the maker box. But guys that are like me and you only have, like, a handful of filaments and you can't really justify buying a bunch of rolls and stuff every month, it is cool to have, you know, new stuff to experiment with. I didn't weigh these. If I remember correctly, I think there's about 50 grams. Which doesn't sound like very much, but of all the rolls I've gotten out of Maker Box, I haven't actually used the whole roll of any of them. So yeah, there's 54 grams in this one, for instance. So with the little desiccant pack in the bag and stuff, it's right over 50 grams, I would imagine. But yeah. And like we talked about before, they just recently, I think last month was the first month they kind of got, like, branded packaging and stuff. So it's kind of cool that they're kind of getting their footing and becoming, like, a legitimate established company. Because I think they're in Delaware or Massachusetts in the States here. This is DE Delaware, but I'm pretty sure they're in, like, Massachusetts. I think it's probably coming from Delaware because I think they recently outsourced their packaging and stuff. So yeah, not the same as MakerBox, but you do get. Oh, Maker Geeks has a box. That's kind of cool. You get December's box had 4.5 kilos of filament. That's not bad for $30. I have seen some of those where you get a nice chunk of filament, but you don't get any say, essentially, in what you get. But for the same reasons that this is cool, I still think those are cool because it just gives you a chance to kind of wet your feet with some different materials. Instead of having to just, like, take shots in the dark and buy whole rolls and potentially be stuck with something that you don't really love all that much. But yeah, unfortunately, guys, I got to run. I do got to run. I got to go pick my daughter up. Any of you guys are just getting here, I apologize. I was late to stream. I actually ended up being in a minor fender bender with an uninsured driver while I was running an errand today before I streamed. So I ended up sitting and waiting for paperwork and a police officer to fill some forms out for, like, almost 2 hours. So that's where I was, if anybody's curious. And luckily, I'm fine. My car, for the most part, is fine. I have a little scratch on my bumper, but overall pretty trivial. But now I get to deal with my insurance company and make a claim for like an uninsured driver accident kind of situation. So yeah, looking forward to that. That'll be nice. But I'll catch up on chat here, and then I got a skeet, guys. But yeah, you guys mentioning other boxes. I'll probably participate in some more of those because it is cool. Like, eventually I'll get to the point where I've tried enough stuff. I'll just start buying full rolls and go in that direction. But Derek said, Hi Nilla just started printing tonight for the first time. So far, so good. It's printing the vase at the moment. That is a sweet print. I assume you mean this thing. This, honestly, to date, is still, I think, one of the most impressive prints to me. It's just, like, so consistent. Like, this was the first thing that made me think, like, holy crap, I have, like, a legitimately amazing machine here. And I'll never use it for anything. I'm not going to put flowers in it. And it's never really going to do anything other than sit on my bench. But, no, super cool print. I do want to do one thing. I saw someone I know here in chat. And I want to show him this thing. I see you there, Mr. Daryl. But if you guys haven't seen this, this is something I'm going to be doing a video series on in the near future. The modular dungeon stuff. Check out how cool that crap is. With the, like, it's all 3D printed. I know it looks like it's not tight together, because it's not tight together, but... But yeah, some of you guys that live near me, I'm going to be doing some, tabletop RPGing here in the near future, so... We're gonna have to kick it off. I've even considered doing some things over Google Hangouts and stuff. Yeah, I need my fix. I haven't played D&D or any like tabletop role playing games in a long time, and I've been watching some different YouTube channels and really like getting the bug again lately. So see, I need to do that soon. As soon as the holidays are over. Any of you guys are like Elder Scrolls fans, like Daggerfall, Morrowind, Oblivion, Skyrim? My campaign's gonna be set in that world, so really pumped. Have to like modify a couple other systems to get it to work, but yeah, I'm pretty pumped for that. It's exciting. But yeah, guys, unfortunately, I gotta run. I gotta go pick my darling little daughter up. So yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be kind of erratic over the holidays. More than likely, I'm gonna have some downtime, so I'll probably jump on here and I'll try to schedule those streams a few hours in advance. So if you haven't, like, if you're subbed, you still have to like hit the stupid little bell thing so you actually get like alerts. But any of you guys that have done that, I'm gonna try to schedule those in advance. So if I do jump on for a few hours, like some of you guys have like a little heads up. And we'll probably be doing some printing with some of this stuff. Probably be doing a couple more last minute gifts. I still have a couple more to knock out for some people that I kind of forgot about. But yeah, no, thanks guys. Apologize again to any of the guys who were waiting in chat for the scheduled time. The universe decided I wasn't going to be home when I wanted to be home. So yeah, sorry about that. And again, I've been trying to get clips together, but thanks again to all the guys that support me on Patreon. I do appreciate it. And thanks to everybody that subs. And even if you don't sub, thanks for stopping by and hanging out. So I did see that Hanchman pointed out I have 1,337 subs. Yeah, don't sub me for a while. Let's just sit there. I'm fine with that. I'm totally fine with that. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for hanging out with me for a little bit. Hopefully there was one or two ideas here. I know we didn't spend much time on it, but hopefully if you have any last minute gifts you need to knock out, you can go buy yourself some glitter paint and hook some people up with some cool little ornaments and stuff. But yeah, thanks guys.